Inspiration Nation, hello. Welcome to the podcast with Lee and Ryan. This week, we're pleased to announce we have a very special guest joining us. His name is Jose. He used to do a podcast himself once upon a time. How are you, Jose?
Well, it's great. It's great to join the dream team. I know you give me a ton of abuse at
Well,
the start of the
we'll help
podcasts.
you along. We'll hold your hand. We'll get you used to this podcast business. Me and Ryan are quite pros at this, but you'll get the hang of it. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, thanks. Thank you both of you. I really appreciate your love, the love. And I notice at the end as well. You keep copying my, but you'll definitely do it next level at
I'm
the end
trying to
now,
fill
isn't
in
it?
for you, Jose. Trying to fill in for you.
I love it though.
Right. Not wasting any time.
Cool.
Now that you're back in the groove, you have 28
Yep,
subjects to catch up on, so you better cover one off this week. What have you got for us?
28. All right, I've got one right. Let's go straight into it. Okay. Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us of how to live. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Thoughts? Let me repeat that. Hold on. The quote is: don't explain your philosophy, embody it. What comes up for your thoughts straight away?
I've really missed this. I've missed quote mic drop. I've got nothing else to add. This is back in the rhythm. Back in the rhythm. Ryan, you've not had a word on this podcast yet, so over to you.
Um, I can understand this to a point, but I do think there are some things that need explaining as well as embodying at the same time. So I think there is some scenarios where this works really well, and there are others where perhaps some context actually helps bring people along on the journey of the philosophy or the whatever it is you're trying to sell them, I guess, or get them involved in. I think if you're looking at it from a personal trait perspective, then yeah, sure, you shouldn't have to explain anybody to anybody what your intentions are or what your belief is or what your philosophy is on certain scenarios. It should be evident in your behavior and how you respond to things and kind of what your reactions are to stuff. If I try and apply this to a professional discussion level of conversation, I sometimes part of the journey that we all face at work is getting people to buy into your ideas. Yeah, to an extent, especially if you lead teams, getting people to buy into your ideas is a key part of leading teams, because you need the people that work for you to do what you've asked them to do, and you need the people you work for to understand what you're trying to implement, or it might be the other way around and they're trying to get you to understand something that they want to happen, and then you push that through. But I think in terms of behaviors, in terms of personality traits, and in terms of things that are individual and personal to people, then yeah, definitely embodying what your philosophies are and what you believe in is a much better way than explaining what they are. It kind of boils back down to actions speak louder than words, right? So believing in those and showing what you want to show rather than talking about what you want to show can have a real difference.
Yeah, I love that. What stood out for me was actions speak louder than words. Just very simple and straightforward. I love that. Yeah, Lee, what you got on this? I love that.
The first thing this made me think of, which is related but isn't maybe, it makes me think of our conversations, is if you have to split it, I'll start again. Remember when we used to cut and then we wouldn't be able to do a podcast and I did that every other sentence? Right, so trying to get my words out in one go and not falling over myself. If you have to explain a joke, it's not funny. And that makes me think of us, because quite often, Jose, me and Ryan are hilarious, and then we have to explain it to you and it loses all meaning. But it's the same sort of thing. I think
Exactly.
there's a bit similar to one of the things Ryan said, but it's the whole, you can talk the talk or you can walk the walk. And I think when it comes to, at the top level, your philosophy, your approach to life, it's not about explaining it to people. It's not about telling people. It is about just living that and being that and embodying that. And that's what drives actions, isn't it? It's not talk, it's results. And we talk a lot about, small little actions manifesting. This is terrible. I'm losing all my words. Manifesting itself into reality, and this is the same sort of thing. That's how it happens. It happens through action, not discussion, and that's what kind of comes to my mind initially. However, Mr. Stoic, Jose Noya, what is your own view on your own quote?
Thank you very much for the compliment. I think that was a compliment.
It was.
I'm
It was.
taking
You've brought that way
Don't
of
often get
thinking into
those.
my
I
life.
don't often get those.
We said a few nice
Yeah, I
things
really
about
love
you
this.
on the last few pods as well. You can look out for those.
Yeah, I
nuggets
listened to
here and
them.
there.
I listened back. I'm not sure whether I agree with that statement, but we'll take
We're
it.
not
Like I
at the
say,
start.
I'm not sure.
Not
I'm
at the
not sure
start.
how many. Not sure how many there were, but there were definitely some.
Yes.
Look, we're getting off track, guys. Come on, we've only got 5 minutes before Ryan gets their cut, so we've got to count all this. So anyway, right. Let me explain my view on this. I think we do this on the podcast. We're living and breathing it. We're out here doing what we say. What I really enjoyed, if you go back and listen to last week's podcast, I really enjoyed that conversation because both of you really revealed what your challenges were going on and what you were going to do about it. And that is it. You talk about it, but you're doing it. You talked about experiences. I think, Lee, you talked about your business failure when you were younger. And Ryan, you talked about school, didn't you? About
not just one.
yeah, businesses. And Ryan, you talked about your school and taking it for granted and the lessons. And I think that's what I love about this podcast is that we do embody it. We actually show our flaws and know and say, hey, look, not everyone's got. Look, I don't think anyone's got this figured out. That we are still pivoting. We're to use Lee's phrase, which I really love, by the way, is be a buffet learner. You know, pick things and do things in different ways. And I think that's what we've done in this podcast is that we're out here putting ourselves out here, saying what we think, but actually revealing what we do well, which we do, but also knowing what we don't do so well, and that we are human beings and we get distracted. And that's why I think this is really good because it says don't explain your philosophy, embody it. So we're trying, we're doing, we're making the best we can do, but we're showing up each week. Apart, I haven't though for the past 2 weeks.
That's an ironic statement, isn't it?
Though I've come back. James Clear, right? James Clear talks about you fall off the horse and you get back on it.
Yes,
okay?
Absolutely.
But as I said, life gets in the way sometimes, and it's just about what you do when you come back. So I've come back, and of course, you know, you guys, we all do it, and that's what I love about this. So I'm going to ask you about your questions from last time. So Lee, how is the stair? Is this no? Hang on, it's not a stair thing. It's a walker thing. What is it?
You got it
What is
wrong
it
both
you're
times.
using?
You got it wrong. I think it's a cross
Hang on.
trainer.
Let me try and get it. Hold on. What is it? A stair
I
thing?
said-
No, it's not. Is it step?
Okay.
No, it's not a step thing either. It's something like you do this, isn't it?
Welcome to exercise.
It might be
Machine.
it might be cross trainer. I don't know if Lee said
That's
that, but it might be a
it.
cross trainer.
Well, thanks, Ryan. You dug me out of a hole there. Thanks, mate.
You know,
Yeah.
Ryan,
How's it all going
the
with the
Family
cross
Guy.
training?
There's a Family Guy clip where Peter starts a podcast where all he does is list off different types of hacks. It feels like we just did that, but for exercise machines.
Yeah.
I think that's all the exercise machines.
Welcome to the cross trainer hour.
I don't know where I got to last week on my explanation, but I'm now. But again, I'm building myself up, so I'm still at lowest level resistance. But the first time I did it, 5 minutes nearly killed me, and I really struggled to get to 10. I think I proved last time. But I'm at now a steady. My comfortable pace that I'm going to try and push through this week is doing 6K on my run.
Whoa.
Which I do. Again, it's zero resistance, so it's quite easy to and what I mean on that is I do that in about 15 minutes, and the next step is to push up to 20 minutes. But when I up the resistance, the distance will go down because it's hard to stop on the running. But I've pushed through the next barriers, and actually I've done it each time. I'll do it in the way we talk through. So it's not like I've got to do 15 minutes, I've got to do 6K. I'll get to, right, let's just get to 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Because then actually it's quite, I'm like, oh, this is right. I might just do an extra little bit. And just those little goals, stepping up to it makes it a lot easier to push through rather than one big massive slog. So it's going well. I didn't do one today. I wanted to do one, but I had something work related that overspilt. But on the James Clear, I'll be absolutely back on the horse tomorrow. That's not going to deter me from doing it. So between 3 and 5 times a week and just incrementing it up. But I hope by the next time we talk, I want to be at 20 minutes and I want to be either doing or about to do the increase in the resistance. That's the next target by the time we talk next week.
I think we should definitely revisit this every week. I think it should be the top of the podcast.
Thank you for asking.
That's what I think. No, I think it's really important. And what I really enjoyed about that as well, when you said about just one more, just a little bit more, just that. And again, Ed Milet, I haven't spoken to him. I haven't spoken about him for ages, but he used to talk about working out. So just do one more. Like if it's one more press up, just do one more. You aim for 20, but do 21. Or even if you don't make the 21, just go for the 21. Even if you fall flat on your face, you tried the 21. And I really love that philosophy. And that's what I try and do as well with my exercise routine. And it's really funny how my routine in the morning is just expanded. It's like I've just bought some slam balls. I don't know if you know what slam balls are, you two. I don't know if you know what they are.
This creates a
Have you
hole
heard of a
in
slam
my
ball?
head that I don't want.
These are big balls that you like to keep throwing on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not what Lee thinks, whatever he's thinking, but
I
yeah,
saw
you're
you
right.
laugh.
You
I saw
are.
you laugh.
Ryan, you're a font of knowledge. You're a font of knowledge. Yes, is absolutely right. I bought a 5 kg and a 10 kg one. I'm using the 5 one because they're heavy. So slamming down for tennis, just trying to improve my strength. That's I've added that a little bit to my routine. Not having got it baked in, but it's starting to happen. Ryan, I can't.
There's just
I
a
know you
point.
talk about
Sorry,
school.
there's a few questions popping in on the old TikTok if you want to have a look, Jose.
Oh, is there? Oh, look at this. Since
I'll just pull out here.
when you-
Casey asks
You want-
here, sorry, living the life you have, what would you tell the younger version of yourself? And I think this is for all of us. And we've talked through this actually on a previous podcast in the archives, but being able to pour the confidence and self-awareness I have now into my younger self and let myself know it's okay, being able to give that would be an absolute gift that I would love to give. Being comfortable in my own skin. There you go. I can't really tell myself that, but that would be the mindset I'd love to push back.
Ryan, have you got anything on this?
Ryan still is his younger self. What we're talking about?
Well, his younger self then.
Buy the He-Man. Do it. Live once.
Just take the risk. I think we've had this conversation before, haven't we? And I've said that I always take the risk. On the I like to reference the fuck around and find out scale. Have the two of you seen this video?
No.
So some high school professor in America draws out like a little graph on his whiteboard, and he labels the bottom, the x-axis, the fuck around, and the y-axis is the find out. And funnily enough, the more you fuck around, the more you're likely to find out. So that's basically it's just a risk scale. The more you risk, the bigger the implications are. But I like to reference the fuck around and find out scale. And for me, I think I've always lent on the side of taking the risk because, don't know, it's fun, isn't it? But I think there is value in as long as you are confident that taking that risk is definitely the right thing to do for you, and you've weighed up the pros and cons, then yeah, do it. Don't be afraid to get out your comfort zone and stretch into something new.
Love that. Yeah, I love that. For me, would be just to believe myself more, because I just didn't believe in it. That was what it was.
That's a great.
Didn't believe I could do so. Sorry.
I said that's a great comment. I actually want to go back and tell my younger self that instead now as well.
Is it? They're words that come out. It's really too hard to embody them, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you can say. Believe in yourself. Well, what does that actually mean? And I'm going back to what Ryan said. It means just about go do it. Just go for it and see what happens. It's a bit like risk. And
what's the scale, Jose?
The thing.
You've got to say the scale.
What's the scale? What's this scale?
You don't say the words, please. Say the words.
What words? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What?
What is the scale Ryan just referred to 100 times?
I don't know. I'm lost now.
He's definitely reverted to pre-COVID.
Yeah, I don't know if this is Joe that doesn't want to swear or Joe that genuinely
honestly,
doesn't know what's going on.
He's dropped the S out of Jose, and we're back to Joe Noya again from 2019.
Well, explain the scale thing to me, Ryan.
Say it one more
the fuck around and find out scale.
Oh, yeah,
What's the
that is
scale,
going back
Jose?
to that.
What is it?
Sorry?
Can you say it, please?
No, I'm not going back. I'm not saying it. I have gone back. I'm back to reset.
I know, this is honestly, we've just gone back in time. We've just been rebooted.
People on the TikTok go, "What is going on right now?" Yeah, these guys are referencing when I just couldn't swear, and they're trying to get me to swear.
If you go back early on in our podcast journey and listen to much more serious Jose, and we've brought him along, we've brought him out of his shell. He's grown up with us, and now he's just reverted. It's like when Crichton reset in Red Dwarf.
I did a picture of the speaking.
Right, anyway, let's get back on track. Let's do some podding. We were actually talking about Stoicism, Jose. Good questions there, by the way. Thank you for throwing them in.
Yeah, we have got some lovely questions. I think there's some others ones on there. Thank you for following, by the way. It's brilliant. Just any other questions here. Well, since when do you have that set up? Oh, yeah, we've been doing this a lot, Duet. Thank you for that. And I've seen your comments. Casey, question for both. Thank you. Do you still play tennis, Chaz says? Yes, I do. I do. I've done a couple of videos around that as well. I use tennis as part of the thing, my journey as well. So there you go. I've answered all the questions, I think. Thank you.
Good going. Keep them coming.
Yeah, I'd agree. So anything else on this don't explain your philosophy, just embody it from you two?
I like your reflection that we do this, because obviously the podcast is a lot of explaining, but it's more, this is kind of a recap on our own self-awareness journeys in a way, isn't it? So I guess we're explaining but talking about what we're doing, and like you said, putting stuff, you know, I didn't think a thing about it, but both of you said to me last week at different points, that was really good, you putting yourself out there like that. And I didn't feel that, but I think 4 or 5 years ago it would have been. So it's obviously for getting more and more comfortable with this kind of level of talking and sharing and being open and reflecting about things, which is just, like you said, moving on the journey.
I think I touched on it because talking about regrets is a real life thing. Like it's a big, this podcast is set up for personal development, that we typically lean into professional scenarios more than we do anything else. And talking about life regrets is significant. Is that the right word? It's significant against what our usual status quo can be. We have definitely had personal conversations, like I've spoken about the voice in my head and things like that, and we've definitely had conversations that borderline are close to that kind of thing. But I felt last week we were both quite raw. We were just you may, as you say, you may not have thought about it at the time, but I think, as you say, Lee 5 years ago would never want to talk about his regrets on the podcast, and neither would I, and probably, quite frankly, probably neither would Joe. And Joe back then was the most outgoing of the three of us around this sort of thing. So it definitely does show that we've come, a long way.
Just on the subject of regrets, there's about 20 words that I've not said. Trying to transcribe this will be atrocious. I went and I met someone called Joe in a pub, and we had a catch up, and I suggested doing a podcast. Just regrets suddenly made me think about that for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, and now you're here, living the dream.
I am living.
Did you ever think that when you floated the idea to Joe that he'd be the one that never turns up?
Not in the slightest bit.
I'm getting ganged up on it. Just everyone who's listening, I'm getting ganged up on it. Just leave them alone for a couple of weeks, and this is what I get. Just come back, get abused.
Oh, we're like the dream team now. We just feel like you're an outsider, gate crashing our podcast.
I heard that. Yeah.
Joe's the social media star that turns up when he wants to.
Yeah, I know. He's too big for us now, isn't he? Too big, superstar.
Plenty of room for the podcast. My love for the podcast is always there. It'll always be there forever, you two. So you're not getting rid of me.
No, he didn't say he's not. As
in the word of famous, like in the famous words of Rocky Balboa, you ain't never getting rid of me. Well, that sounds like Mr. T, actually. You ain't never getting rid of me.
Have you,
Mr. T, you ain't never getting rid of me. Suck up. You ain't getting rid of me.
I will bring this up because obviously we are still live and things like that, and we probably should have some normality to us. Did you two see I saw a video on TikTok yesterday of a guy who runs a Dungeons and Dragons game, which is definitely not up my street. It's definitely got its niche.
Some of that.
Yeah, it's definitely got its niche. He's run a campaign every month for 35 years with his group of friends. And
I love that.
all I could think of was during that was, and I know we typically meet weekly rather than monthly, is 35 years is a really long time. It makes
Hang
me
on.
wonder. It makes me wonder what our cut-off point is.
You say, I was
Can
going to
we
say,
get to
you saying
35?
this
I
with
don't think I'm gonna-
trepidation.
Can we?
I mean,
well,
are we going to get to
no.
35? Because
I mean, if we're-
I'll be older. I'll be older than Joe if we did it for 35 years by
I
the
don't
time
know if
that
I'll
year
be
comes
here.
round.
I was going to say, you and me
Well,
might make it to 35 years, right? I'm not sure
I
about.
don't think I'm
Jose
going to
there.
make it. What would I be now?
It's about 30 years from now.
Oh, I'm very close. And well, Lee will be here because he's 120, so he's going to live to 120. I don't think I'm going to make it to
So
120.
interestingly, I realise we're just talking now, but it's a podcast. That's what we do. I saw
Well, yeah.
I saw some articles yesterday, and one of them was suggesting that I get loads of science stuff pop up, and I was questioning. But one was that they think they've created some sort of I'll say medicine, but it's something more than that. Some cell treatment thing that could push our lifespan out to 250. So 120 is out of the
Wow.
water now. I'm going for 250.
It's funny you say that because I'm sure I saw an article yesterday that said scientists now think the oldest maximum age people can live to is like 116.
Oh man,
So-
Really?
I've got 4 years. I need to push it out by
You've
4.
got to make 4 years. Yeah, but we've got AI in that, so it might come up with the new technology. So you might be all right. You could just live in a computer, Lee.
Well, I
They
don't
still-
see
is
they
that still
do
living?
that. No, see,
That-
I
that
don't
concept-
think that.
that's
You
still
see,
living.
it's not. If a copy of you on a computer is not you. Your
Is
consciousness.
it a copy?
has
But is it
gone.
transferring?
Yeah.
Of, oh,
Okay,
getting out this now.
we're
Transferring.
we're
of-
devolving
we're-
into a
we're
Black
way
Mirror.
off.
We're,
Yeah,
we're into
we
a Black
are.
Mirror episode at this point, aren't we?
Well, right, okay, let's get back to it. Should we do the takeaways? Do takeaways from today for the don't explain, embody philosophy? What do we think?
Yeah, if you own who you are, then you'll never have a problem, and people struggling to understand you. I think that's kind of where I sit.
My takeaway, which is just something I'm adding to my little buffet of life, is fuck about and find out. I love that concept, Ryan.
I'll see if I can dig out the video and I'll put it in
I'd
the group
love
chat.
it.
'Cause
That is going in my
Yeah,
it's just
I would like to-
it's just a simple risk thing.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
if I
think it's a
risk
great-
X,
yeah.
I'm gonna have X. But this is very much a you fuck around and you're going to find out
Yeah.
about it. Stuff. It's it's good
Confidence
fun.
to try. I like it. So that's going in my buffet of tools. And
That's
Jose, on your own subject, what have you got?
Yeah,
as
it's
a
definitely
takeaway?
that's definitely a good thing. And also, I just want to go back to Simon Scribb on that
He
about
forgets how he did
you know-
this. He's all out of order. Go on, carry on.
right. Just quickly, just at Simon Scribb. So he thought luck is a skill. Going back to Simon Scribb, I interviewed him on the podcast. You know that he's blown up on TikTok. You know he's a big character on TikTok. But I interviewed him. You know that I did that. And he said that luck is a skill. So the more risk you take, the luckier you get. And I think that sort of ties in with your philosophy graph that you talked about, which I really love. For me, this is all about just live the life that's right for you. So for me, it's coaching. For me, it's helping people. And that's why I embody it. I go onto YouTube, go onto Instagram, engage my audience, engage my community so that I want to embody it. I want to go out there and help as many people as possible before I leave this mortal coil, which now might be 116, is it?
That's
Isn't
it.
There you go. That's mine.
Which is about
Anything
50 years
else?
before. Just to point out, did you notice, Ryan, how angry Joe looked when I cut him off there when he was talking about Simon Squibb? We've had it all. We've had laughs. We've had confusion. We've had anger. We've had all the emotions on this one
Really?
podcast.
Oh, I didn't know I was leaking out my emotions. I didn't realise they were leaking out.
It was stern. You that was very
Was it
much
really?
like, yeah, that was like I was acting out, and I definitely shouldn't.
Like you're
have
really
acted
not.
out.
What?
Yeah.
Like you're really annoying me. Is that
You
what
ju-
it was
you just-
like?
you just dadded me there. You did.
That
Yeah.
did you? I'm not sure how to take that.
I'm definitely not watching TV after dinner tonight. I'm going straight to bed. That'll learn me.
Oh dear.
That'll learn me.
Get to bed. Yeah. Oh, I love that. But no, yeah, I don't know what else to add other than I just love this simple phrase. Yeah, don't talk about it. Just start doing it. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Love
you go.
that. Love
Mahatma
that
Gandhi.
phrase. Brilliant.
Mm.
Yes. Right. Good stuff,
Yeah.
guys. We're back to a full complement. Hopefully, we'll be here again next week and Joe can get back in the swing of what a podcast means. You did really well for your first podcast, by the way, Jose. We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
We hope you'll come back again.
You're not going to edit this, are you? Like cut bits out and edit around, are you? Like you used to do.
We don't do that. Amateurs do that. We're professionals.
So, you say I'm a pro now. Thank you for that, by the way. Thanks.
That's right. You are. You are very much a pro. Everyone out there, we thank you for supporting with us, listening to our rambles, being there. Loads of great love on TikTok. So Jose is there. TikTok and YouTube are his favourite places to me. Jose Noya, Inspiration Nation. Put it in your Google machine. Follow, subscribe. You'll get notified when he's there every day. New content, and you can join in live with the podcast, as a lot of people have done today, which is great to see. inspirationnation.org.uk. There is some merch over there. You can buy some. Jose's got a AI version of the merch up behind him, which is great. I've got my mug somewhere still, don't know where it is. And full archive, there is, we've referenced a few times, 5+ years of content. Go in, give a listen, tell everyone what you think, share with friends and family. That is all the shilling I'm going to do today. We'll be back next week. I'll count us down. 3, 2, 1. Inspiration Nation.
Inspiration Nation.
Catch you guys
Catch you guys
later.
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for.
Come on later. Oh, come on. Where's the competition?
I've ended it. I've ended the stream.
Oh,
I wanted that to
I
all
loved
be
your
yours.